Meet Dave of Delusions of Grandeur, actor, producer, and director of films like Tales of the Forgotten. He has come to assemble a team of freaks, geeks, and even worse, film nerds, to discuss films ranging from mainstream to downright crazy. There is Tammy, car enthusiast, and Dave's fiance, Dustin, reptile expert and overall horror collector, Jake, environmentalist and fine art film critic, and finally Brandon, a therapist with a love of film that can only be seen as insanity. Together under Dave's leadership, they are inside movies galore. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show.
To heal.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another exciting film journey here on Delusions of Grandeur. I am one of your hosts. But today, we are still stuck in hell because we watched this movie. Oh, wait, no. No, we are actually here to discuss a movie that that our good friend Boris subjected us to because he knows some of us hate subtitled films. No, let me rephrase that. He knows that we love movies like this.
I'm sorry.
Well, actually, I don't mind reading from time to time. But I did end up having to watch this movie on my little tiny iPad screen because I couldn't forward the YouTube link to the TV and still keep the subtitles in there. So at first I thought I was going to be able to switch it to the screen and be able to watch it that way. And I was like, eh. So we both had to watch it on a tiny little screen.
Yeah, well,
but it still got watched.
You were okay with the subtitled movie.
Well, this movie is hard to come across, isn't it?
Hard to what?
Come across.
Actually, yes. I back in the day when I watched it for the first time, I actually didn't have so much trouble finding it. But now, when I wanted to find it again, I actually did struggle a bit to find it, and I had to download it multiple times before I found a functional one without codecs and crap getting in the way. Yeah, eventually, even the version I got apparently wasn't working for you, so I had to upload it on YouTube as an unlisted video.
But that's okay. We were able to watch it. I mean, it's not that my screen for my iPad is a tiny screen. It's definitely tinier than watching it on the TV that we're normally used to. So,
Yes.
but in any case, got it watched in the can. It wasn't too bad after we saw it, and at the end of everything, it wasn't a bad movie. So.
Oh, it wasn't. Glad to hear that.
So, why don't you tell us a little bit more about the movie?
Okay, so this time it was a Japanese movie, another Japanese horror movie that I happen to like a lot. It's called Hell Girl, or the original title Jigoku Shoujo from 2019. It was based on an anime show of the same title and the same premise. Uh, according to IMDb, the movie was directed by Kôji Shiraishi, written by him too, starring Tina Tamashiro, Tom Fujita, and Manami Hashimoto. And it says tormented and bullied people can access a special website run by a hell girl who will enable them to take revenge on their torturers. The price for such a service is only that the person must join their torturer in damnation. So, yeah, that's also the premise of the anime. One noteworthy thing about the anime is that most of the time each episode is kind of its own story with its own characters, and only Hell Girl and her sidekicks are the characters we see in every episode. Okay, later on we do get some characters who happen to be present for more than one episode, but most of the time it's each episode having its own story. And one thing I'd like to say about the anime is the first 6 or 7 episodes are they kind of all follow the same formula, which gets a little predictable, and it makes some people give up on the anime. But it's worth saying that it actually doesn't stay that way. Like I said, it is predictable for the first 6 or 7 episodes, but then they start introducing some more twists and things get more unpredictable and more suspenseful.
You say
So
predictable
eventually,
like it's a bad thing. See, I don't think when something is predictable is that it deters me from watching something. You're only a
oh,
fool if you to me if you think you can predict everything thing that's going up on.
yeah. Well, after you see the first episode of season one, then the next 5 or 6 episodes really are predictable. Like it gets very clear that this or that character is going to hell. It's very easy to predict how things are going to play out. But like I said, it's only for the first few episodes. Then uh, they start to introduce more twists.
I wouldn't care if it was predictable all the way through. To be honest, sometimes predictability is easy, and you know exactly what you're getting into sometimes. But
Yeah.
sometimes I do like a twist. But if something is predictable, it's not that it's not unboring or boring to me. But
Uh,
I guess I'm a bit abnormal in that respect, because if it's the same darn thing to you or to Tammy, it might be boring. Tammy thinks that every single zombie movie is the same darn thing,
maybe not all of them, but some of them maybe are.
right, Tammy?
I
That
guess. I just don't care for zombie movies. So I never said
is,
that they're all the same. But if you want to assume that,
Well, that's what I've always assumed. If it's a different whatever, But in any case,
So, before we go into first impressions, I would just like to show this beautiful figure I have of Hell Girl. Well, it's the. Okay, give me a moment. To,
did you have
I'd
it?
like to show her better.
Did you have it made?
No, it's an official figure of,
Okay.
well, it's of the anime version of the character. But yeah, I got this figure a few years ago while I was watching the anime. So, okay, now let's get into first impressions. Or did you have anything more to say about the figure?
Oh no, it looks pretty cool. What about you,
Oh,
Tammy?
thank you.
What did you think about the figurine that he just showed?
Tammy, you're.
It looks cool.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. So, is this the first time you guys watched this movie, and what were your first impressions?
Why don't you go ahead first, Tammy?
Not right now.
Okay. Let's see. Well, my first impression of this movie, it wasn't too bad. I mean, I've seen quite a few live action movies based on manga and animation, and I do believe that the animation came first in this regard, if I remember correctly. It's very rare that an anime actually has a live action movie before the anime has happened.
Uh, Actually, no, the anime is older than the live action
That's
movie.
what I
I
was
think.
saying. That's what I was saying.
Oh,
I was saying it's very rare that a live action comes before the animation.
oh yeah, it didn't happen here.
It didn't happen here, no. The live action definitely happened much later. In fact, Hellgirl is an earlier 90s, if I remember correctly. Uh, Let me look it up. IMDb. Uh, let's see. Hell Girl. Oh, girl. In fact, the anime is from 2005. I thought it was like later 90s or whatnot, but I guess. Let's see. And the original title for this is Jigoku Shoujo.
Yes.
But and IMDb has a 5.1 rating on it. Did we want to read what IMDb says about it real quick?
Oh yes, why not? Oh
All
wow,
right.
that's a kind of low rating.
Tormented and bullied, people can access a special website run by a hell girl who will. Okay, so it sounds like something very similar to what you actually said earlier.
Actually, yes, I read that. It was the.
Yes, you did.
Oh, wait, were you now reading the synopsis of the anime?
I am now going to read the storyline. So Miho is a fan of Devil, the artist, and attends his concert. Haruka is there too, and the two bond almost instantly. As luck would to Devil is auditioning for an extra role, and the girls attend to try their luck. Haruka is in, but Miho is out. That is fine. However, because Haruka has signed on for more than she knows.
I'm not sure why this storyline refers to the artist as Devil. That's not his name. His artistic name is Waki.
The group name might be called Devil.
I think it's Dark Stardust, but okay.
Yeah, well, I guess I guess they thought something entirely different. But in any case, well, going back to what I thought. Well, there are several stories that are intertwining in this live action tale, and but all of them seem to be centered around this website girl called that I guess is called Hell's Messenger.
Wait, what's oh hell the website?
Well,
Like,
there's something that they call the Hell girl, which is Hell's Messenger.
the website is called the Hell Correspondence, or
Okay,
that's how they translate it in the original Jigoku Tsushin.
so Hell's Correspondence is kind of like Hell's Messenger in a sense, or Hell's Relator. Ugh. um, but basically, they refer to her as Hell Girl. Which,
Yes,
if you call upon Hell Girl will come and give you a doll that has a red string attached, and it's not a tampon.
yeah. Oh, and in the anime, Hell Girl and her sidekicks also have names that weren't mentioned in this movie for some reason.
But
Yes. What?
uh, go ahead. You were
Uh,
saying.
yeah, Hell Girl, or at least this particular Hell Girl. Later we in the third and fourth season there are a few others too, but this particular Hell Girl, her name is Ai Enwa, and her sidekicks. This old and short, bald guy. His name is Wanyudo. The woman with half skeleton face is named Hone which in Japanese means bald woman. The guy with the sword is named Ichimokuren.
Okay.
Uh, so yeah, and another fun fact: in the anime, when Ai gives the doll to someone who ordered her service, it's actually one of her sidekicks gets turned into a doll temporarily. In the first season, it's always one you know. Later, it can be someone else.
Okay. But I liked this particular film pretty okay. Okay, I mean, it's hard to tell whether actors and actresses of Chinese or Japanese descent are any good because of the subtitledness. But the story seemed to be related rather well. I think Hell Girl, that shows Hell Girl, pretty good. Definitely believable and whatnot. Um,
Oh, thank you.
and whatever CGI they used, I think actually worked well with with the film. So, at least that's where I'm at. Tammy, did you want to give a gander at your first impressions?
I thought it was pretty decent. The acting seemed to be decent, like you said. It's kind of hard to figure when it's in subtitles, but you know, I thought it was pretty cool, and storyline was pretty decent and different, a little bit different. So
Yes.
Okay, what about you, Boris? What were your first impressions of this movie, and was this a first time watch for you? It was a first time watch for myself and Tammy. Just so you know.
Whew. Yeah, for me it wasn't the first time. The first time was shortly after it came out, probably in 2019 or early 2012, 2020. Uh, so, yeah, I first discovered the anime. It was mentioned in some Facebook group with Sailor Moon fans. I'm otherwise also a Sailor Moon fan. And when I read the synopsis of the anime, I got very interested in it because the whole concept of Hell Girl's job reminded me a lot of The Seekers, the movie that inspired my Total Evil novel series. So yeah, that was why I instantly got curious about it. And yeah, I ended up watching the whole anime and the live action show, and I was waiting anxiously for this movie to come out. And yeah, when it came out, when it became available with subtitles, I found it and watched it. And I actually thought it was pretty good. My only issue with it was that if someone watches only the movie without the prior knowledge of the anime, we don't get any backstory on Hell Girl and her sidekicks, while the anime does tell us more about who they are and how they became what they are. So I think that's something this movie is missing, which, okay, if you know the anime, then you can
They
say you also.
they basically expect you to know the universe already.
Apparently so. So yeah, you can watch the movie as a standalone, but then you just have to assume that those four characters are what they are, that they don't have any special story behind them, which is not quite true. Uh, but yeah, that was my one pet peeve with the movie. Otherwise, I thought the storyline was pretty good. And the actress they chose for Hell Girl is beautiful. And the effects are very good. I think the way they portrayed the scenes of certain characters being sent to hell, it's a very good live action equivalent of what they did in the anime. I was really happy with that. And I also liked the music and the outfits of certain characters. So yeah, I did like the movie quite a bit.
Okay. Yeah, I liked the movie pretty good, good. I thought it was interesting that they called the group, the singing group, a choral group, when it was actually more or less like a metal version of a choir. You know,
Uh, well, yes, actually.
because when dude mentioned that his choir group was having a concert, I was thinking, okay, a church choir or some shit like that. That they go to this concert, and okay, it's more like a pop star metal version with a choir in the background. You know, and it's like you don't expect that when you're when you're thinking a choir, a choral group,
Oh yeah,
they didn't
although
exactly call it a metal version of it, but the way he described it was more or less like a singing group. You know,
oh yeah, although who knows what they really said? It could be a mistranslation.
maybe it was a mistranslation, but to me it translated in English to a choral choir or a singing group. When you think of those, you think, okay, a bunch of people on a tiered step, and they're singing something close to revival church music. You know, you don't expect a female to sing about dark gothic lyrics, and then later hear some metalness in it. Um, it's kind of like it's kind of like if you send a a boy to a black satanic mass. You know, it's it's just
Oh yeah, although truth be told, there have been women singing that kind of music. It's not like it's reserved only for men.
or someone who plays the flute. Taken put them in a Black Sabbath concert. Of course. Of course, I'm not sure if there's anyone still around to actually have the Black Sabbath band be revived, because Dio and Ozzy are both now dead. So,
Yeah. Well, interestingly enough, I recently used AI. Yeah, sorry to all AI haters, but I recently used AI to create a female cover of a certain Black Sabbath song.
ah,
Yeah,
so
the wishing well.
ah, I think I know the song, but in any case, let us let us go into how this film begins.
Oh, yes.
I do believe it begins with the girl that was part of the choir, and she ends up dying, does she not?
Actually, that very beginning takes place in 1965. The girl who sends another girl to hell is the one who later becomes the mother of this reporter.
That's see, I didn't get that connection.
Yes. So yeah, at the beginning, first we see I, the hell girl, confronting a girl who is about to be sent to hell, and then we see a flashback showing what that girl did to another girl, how she bullied that girl and severely beat her up and even caused her uh, to hit her forehead against a nail in the wood.
And was that the mother of the reporter that we were
Uh,
seeing get beaten?
yes, yes, that's
Okay,
so.
so she was actually on the receiving end of the abuse.
Yes, so she was the one who contacted Hell Correspondence, which back then wasn't working through the internet, but through another medium. I forgot what did they say? How how Hell correspondence was contacted back then. Was it by calling a phone number given in the newspapers or something like that?
Yeah,
Was
an advertisement in the newspaper back then. That was before the internet.
Yes. Actually, there is an episode of the anime where they elaborate on something similar, like how also before the internet existed, how Hell Girl's job worked with some different technology that existed in that period of time. Now, I forgot how exactly that was in the anime, but yeah, there is one episode dealing with that.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
and
so where are we in the movie?
yeah, so like I said, it starts with this flashback in which we first see the bully girl getting confronted by Hell Girl, and then there is a flashback within a flashback where we see what that bully girl did to another girl who ended up contacting Hell correspondence and sending the bully girl to Hell. And yeah, we do see a moment of I sending the bully girl to hell. So, what do we think of that moment when I uses her iconic phrase, which is also repeated in the anime a lot, "Ipen Shindemiru," or as they translated it here, "Do you want to see what death looks like?"
Oh, you're talking about Hell Girl herself, right?
Yes, yes, I.
At least the first time that we see the spirit personage of Hell Girl.
Yes.
And oftentimes you'll see her show up near a tree to give the person, and this is after they've had a slight experience of what hell is like.
Yes, that's what happens when someone. That's what happens in the moment when someone has just contacted the hell correspondence, enter their wrongdoer's name in the website.
Correct. So technically, um, they experience hell or what it is, and then they get sent to where Hell Girl is, and normally it seems like she's by a certain tree.
Yes.
I don't know what tree that is, but
And
she ends up having a doll that has a red string on it.
uh, yes.
And she basically tells whoever has called upon her that okay, in order to enact your revenge on the person that you hate, and I say person because I don't think you can do more than one.
Oh, yes. Somehow. Uh, I think they weren't dealing too much with that idea in the anime, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I think they implied you can do it only once.
Yeah. So, that being said, you only get one choice, one person that you could get to send to hell. But
Yes,
here's the thing. Here's the rub. You get to become our bitch when you die. Basically.
uh, unfortunately, yeah.
Um, but what they don't tell you in the small print is that if someone else enacts a curse on you
Oh
before you
yeah,
die,
then your death is coming quite soon.
yeah, and that's something that's touched on in this movie because there is a the mother. Okay, I should probably let you tell it, but there's a guy who ends up showing up at the concert that these two girls go to, um, because they've been given tickets to go to see this group that the reporter dude. I think it's the reporter dude who gives them the tickets. He claims right offhand that it's his choral group. But I don't think it was his choral group. It was Maki's choral group. You know,
Wait, I'm sorry. Who else claimed it was his choral group? I forgot that.
I swear to God, it was the reporter dude.
That he said that was his group.
Yeah, when he gave them the invitations to the concert, he was like, here are two tickets to see my choral group, my
Huh.
singing group. He said that.
Interesting.
But I don't think that was what was supposed to be, because that doesn't make sense. Although when he has a personal conversation with Maki when the one girl disappeared, it made me think that he had more of a relationship with Maki than he was letting on.
Phew.
You know, because he was because that's when Maki made that statement. Well, I guess next it might be one of us that might die. But
Yeah.
why don't you tell us the story of how it leads up to that so-called concert?
Yeah, so first we see this reporter, the son of the woman who sent the bully girl to hell back in 1965. Now she is telling the story to her son, Jin Kudo. Uh, so, but she ends up dying in the hospital. It's Hell Girl who comes for her when her time has come. And the mother dies with this expression of shock on her face, which I don't remember goes like that in the anime. I think this is something they kind of borrowed from Ringu or the Ring.
Okay, so you think that this particular live action was relying heavily on ring lore?
Not that heavily, just the detail of a person who dies, who sent someone to hell back in the day, but when they die, then they appear with their mouth wide open, like in an expression of shock. That's something you see in Ringu when Sadako emerges from someone's TV, and they end up like that. I think only that detail they maybe took from Ringu. Oh, and one more thing. In this movie, when someone enters a name in Hell correspondence, you see these ghostly hands emerging from the screen and grabbing the person before the vision of Hell and the encounter with Hell Girl. That detail of ghostly hands emerging from screen, that's not in the anime either. So I think that's another thing they maybe took from Ringu. But
Hmm,
yeah, only those two things. Otherwise, not really.
okay. Heading back to the plot of the movie.
Yeah, so after the reporter's mother dies, we get to know a high school girl named Miho Ichikawa, who is a fan of Maki, this singer who we later find out is a bad guy. Uh, so yeah, she goes to a concert where she apparently gets sexually harassed by some random other guy in the audience.
Hmm.
But there happens to be another girl named Haruka Nanjo, who is also a fan of Maki, and she grabs this harasser and takes him away from the crowd and beats him up somewhere in was it some cafeteria or something like that where she starts beating him up.
Not sure.
But yeah, it's somewhere away from the crowd. And Miho comes after her, and the two of them become friends.
Okay.
Uh,
What do you, Tammy, think about Miho and Haruka?
The well, the two girls, they're what
Yeah.
they're um. I think that they were. I think that I thought that they had a decent friendship. Almost, I was almost thinking that the Haruka was a little bit too friendly. You know, at first,
Okay.
uh,
but it's but um, what was how was the other Mino? Is that her name?
Miho.
Mio. It seemed like she actually really looked up to her, and unfortunately, it seemed like they took she took advantage of that in a way,
In a sense.
yeah.
uh, uh,
But then she
wait,
just
I'm
pushed.
sorry. Who took advantage of what? I didn't fully understand.
Haruka took advantage of their friendship when it came down to everything and
Like, cause
what
she just threw
she's
her. She just pushed her aside as far as when the band thing came.
yeah. Well,
Well,
she
that when you mean when Haruka joined Maki and pushed Miho away?
correct.
Well, yes, but she was on drugs when she did that.
Not only on drugs but brainwashed.
Yes.
So in a way, it wasn't totally her fault, but she wouldn't listen either. When they tried to tell her.
Yes, yes.
But
That's true.
Maki, he made sure that he severed the relationship like right away. Evidently,
Yeah,
he wanted to get his sound just right, and in order to do that, ultimately, wasn't he trying to eventually sacrifice her to some goddess?
Yes.
yeah, yes, and apparently he had some delusional belief that she would come back to life as some superhuman entity or whatever, that she would be reborn. Apparently, he genuinely believed that because he was also using those drugs.
Hmm. Yes, indeed. So, yes, there. In fact, we saw that these this candy. That's what they called it. They called it candy,
Yeah,
but
do you know?
they looked more like sand and in like these little pellet bullet bullet like sized capsules where they actually had to take and open up these capsules, and they the way they described it is that they drank it, but it was more or less like a powder, you know, and they were different.
Yeah.
They were different colored. It's kind of like Alice in Wonderland land with these different colors. On one side, this will make you large. On the other side, this will make you small. You know?
Do we even know what exact drug that is?
No. I'm assuming it's similar to something like pixie dust or ecstasy, or actually, the way it made the way it seemed to make people react, it kind of reminded me of the way that ecstasy actually, in fact, is on the mind. In fact,
Yeah.
it worked on people's minds like it was like a roofie, you know.
Uh, as far as I interpreted it, I think it's like it takes some emotions that already exist in a person but boost it to an extreme. Like even before Haruka started using drugs, she was like, for example, when she saw blood on Maki's carpet after this other girl was attacked, Haruka said something like, Maki's event is defiled, or something like that.
Well,
And
in some
later,
drug movies, they call some drugs highs, and some drugs they call them downers. You know, so
I
so
didn't know
I,
that.
I'm assuming that because it brought people to a level of like cloud 9, basically, and it was a fast acting drug to get you to that a level. I think it was more of a high, but then when you were coming down off of it, it was more of a downer. So if you get my drift.
More or less, I haven't really studied drugs that much.
It's not that I've studied them. I've just been around people who have been on them. So, um, and certain people act different ways on different things, you know? So, I mean, you can definitely tell when someone's dropped some acid or been on speed or just smoked some weed, because normally you can smell them a mile away.
Yeah.
But yeah. In any case, so yeah, he definitely controlled his choir. What did you think about the drug aspect, Tammy, of it? The fact that different colors and
I guess each thing was something different and made them think or feel different things. And, you know, no matter what, it was type of control. So
yep. No matter what, they were brainwashed. And then he had them have them in the palm of his hand as he worked them around like silly putty. But yeah, it definitely seemed like he had a strong hand in controlling who was in his choir. In fact, he was almost like a a made man in a sense, because he had a bodyguard. Someone do his some dudes did some of his dirty work, like when he and his droogs ended up going and uh, beating up on the reporter for looking into everything, which ultimately he does
Yeah.
because of his mother's involvement in it. he's kind of been reporting on the Hellgirl incidents.
Yes. Oh, interestingly enough, there was also a reporter character in the first season of the anime, but his story was different from this.
So he didn't die in that one.
Actually, spoiler alert, in the anime, the reporter character goes missing at the end of the first season, and throughout the rest of the anime, he is occasionally mentioned, and the anime kind of keeps you hoping you would find out exactly what happened to him, but for some reason it never gets fully answered.
Or come up at all. I imagine that's why they had the reporter person in there, and ultimately he got an untimely end that I don't think he fully deserved.
Oh, yeah, of course, he didn't deserve that.
But what did you think about the reporter guy, Tammy, and what he was trying to do?
I think that he was trying to get the story. He was trying to show what it was all about and everything. And unfortunately, um, other people did not want him to expose it. So it seemed like so.
Well, and he's the one who saved the one girl, Sanoa was her name? Sanai?
Sada,
Well,
yeah.
well yeah.
Uh, which was
He
evidently
originally
what.
he originally saved her, but then you know she turned around and did the thing. So
Yeah, he was trying to get her not to do anything, but that dude. Okay. I don't even know where came from. This dude came in from left field into the concert and walked up, and it looked like he just kind of like stabbed her.
Yeah, he slashed her face multiple times and disfigured her. But
Yeah,
one thing I must say kind of doesn't make sense to me is like he was already punished for what he did. He was in prison and he was going to hell anyway. So why did she have to do that? Like
because he twisted the nail a little further, by when he was telling everyone one that he was going to apologize to her. In fact, he insulted her in that letter.
uh,
To the point where it brought her back down. You know,
Well, well, yes, but I mean, he already was rotting in prison and he was going to hell anyway, so she didn't really achieve much other than doom herself.
except
And,
for the satisfaction of making sure he went to hell, and a lot quicker. What she didn't realize is that his mother actually knew how to curse her back with the same curse that she put on her son.
well, Sada had told her enough so she could Google it and find out.
Yeah, she kind of spelled out her own doom for her. She didn't have to go
Yes.
and tell his mom exactly what she did, but she did.
Uh, yes,
And
another stupid move on her part.
yeah, maybe, but she was being honest. The mother didn't have to go there, not really, but she did go there, and she went more than there. She actually fell on her own sword, so to speak. She literally cut her own neck in front of the other parents.
Yes.
So
So that was kind of the end of one cycle.
yeah, but see what happened. Oh yeah. So the reporter, well, I believe it was Miho who had actually contacted the reporter guy, and I thought it was actually kind of funny that the dude actually when she was like at his said she was at his apartment, and when she was just sitting there, and he basically joked that okay, I'll help you only if you sleep with me.
Oh yeah, I was kind of taken aback when he joked that way. I mean, I'm not sure if it's common in Japanese for men to joke that way with women, but if I was him, I probably wouldn't make such a joke with someone I barely know.
Well, yeah, she's a kid. She's technically still a kid,
Oh yeah, that's
and
true.
he's like in his 40s. So I'm not sure how well that like plays about in in many circles, but that to me is kind of offensive, just a little bit.
Uh, kind of, yeah. Okay,
In fact,
I
I
can
think
see that maybe.
Tammy kind of got startled a little bit when she realized that, didn't you?
Yeah, like
What?
When the reporter actually hit on
Oh, yeah.
Miho.
He was joking, he said.
Yeah, but the way he said it,
I guess.
you know,
I
the
can
way you
see
say
that.
things is sometimes everything.
Uh, 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 I guess he actually was just joking, and maybe some people could understand that kind of humor, but yeah, to make that kind of joke to someone you don't really know and don't really know if they are going to understand it's a joke or get freaked out, yeah, it's not something I would do.
Okay, so I'll help you only if you sleep with me.
Jeez.
uh, I guess that works on everything, everyone these days. But anyways, um, no, he basically really wanted to just get that, and basically, I think they were trying to figure out a way to get Haruka aside because I do think the reporter has actually done some good detective work into because he's got this recording between him and his number one that they're going to be sacrificing Haruka, um and they do in fact kidnap Haruka just to have her listen to the whole thing. But what they don't realize is that she already knew she was going to be a sacrifice. You know,
Okay. Yeah.
they didn't realize that she was all like uh hoodwinked for Jesus type gal. Um, already on the Kool-Aid.
uh, yeah, apparently, I don't know if she also believed that she would be resurrected.
Well, she was probably hoodwinked into thinking that she would be reborn, just like
Yeah, but,
Maki thinks, which is a screwed up way of thinking. But I'll be honest. When he got his, That was dope.
Oh, Maki, yes. Yes.
Because ultimately he does, in fact, kill the reporter. The reporter looked like he was trying to call Hell Girl, but I believe it was a little bit too late.
Wait, at which point did you get the impression that he wanted to call Hell Girl?
When he was dying, it looked like he was trying to call her, and I think she came to him.
Uh, well, yes, she did come to him, but I didn't get the impression that he was calling for her. And
Uh,
actually, I was confused why she was there. Like he
because he
had
had
no,
actually called her there.
He
but
called her there.
uh, what did he do that made you think he was calling for her?
He was calling for her.
He was calling for her aloud.
How?
He was stating that she should come and help him. Those were his last dying words. You didn't hear or see what he was saying.
Huh.
Evidently, you didn't read what we did.
I'm going to check that scene again.
Yeah, I think you should, because his last dying words are basically he's calling her to him.
Uh,
It's
I,
obvious.
but didn't he start calling her only after he saw her?
No, he called her. Before she even showed up, he asked for anybody to help him, and there was, the dude with the sword. Well, he wasn't exactly showing his sword, but he was watching. He was watching the executioner that normally executions people for Hellgirl.
The short guy.
And I'm not sure if he was a short guy. This was an older guy. He
Or
was
older,
watching
yeah,
him.
bald guy, right?
Yeah, I think so, but with a goatee.
Yes, the bald guy is Wanyudo, the one with the sword is Ichiwoku,
Yeah,
and
he was watching. He was actually watching from the shadows. Believe it or not, while he was getting tortured by Maki's dudes, and he was also there while he was calling Hellgirl to him to help him. So he outright called her to help him. It's just I don't think he wasn't. I think he was mid trying to ask for her help while he was dying. It just didn't entirely go through. His ask for help.
yeah,
But
but
he did ask for her help. I mean, at first he asked for anybody to help him, but then he thought about her and called for her specifically. And when he died, it's like she brought him back to life. But I don't know where he went from there.
wait, Hell Girl brought the reporter back to life.
At least I thought she did.
Where did you get that?
Didn't Tammy? Didn't you see him die, and then suddenly you saw him get up and like talk to Hellgirl? I forget exactly what he said to her, but then the next moment that you see is Miho is watching some news newscasting thing about the dude's
About the
death.
reporter being dead?
Correct.
I didn't. I don't. I don't really think of him as coming back to life. He died.
Okay. Then I guess
But
Hellgirl was there to take his soul. I don't know why.
Yeah.
and didn't
almost like a Grim Reaper ish type thing.
yeah, and didn't she then actually use his soul to kill Maki? Wasn't it? Didn't he appear in the vision when Maki was getting killed?
No, in fact, it was Miho who called upon Hellgirl because
Yes, but in the very scene of Maki being sent to hell, didn't the reporter appear there in that vision?
I'm trying to remember. That part is very fuzzy to me, but I know it's Miho that enacts the revenge on Maki.
Ah, yes, that's true.
It is not the reporter as he is dying, but I do think that that the reporter was trying to send out a distress signal to Hellgirl to help his ass out from dying, but it got lost in translation.
Huh.
So, but in any case, we do have Maki, who, you see him saying, "We're prepared for tonight because tonight is the beginning," and I kept saying, "Yeah, but you don't know what kind of beginning." Because when that happened, and he thought it was the goddess, and it was Hellgirl instead, and he was all like, "I will destroy the earth. I will destroy the world."
Oh yeah, that was brilliant. How she berated him, like how she coldly said something like, "The things you seek do not exist."
What do you mean they don't exist?
Oh yeah.
So, and then of course he's like, "It doesn't matter. I will destroy the world." But then he is showing exactly what really happened. He, in fact, was the one that was supposedly killed by that thing or whatever it fell, because at first it was Haruka that it fell on, but when things went dark and Maki was shown the sins of his whatever he's done, uh it turned and in reality his clothes are left and he is missing to everyone else,
Yes. Yes. So even the part of Haruka getting killed only happened in his death vision.
Yep, in his mind.
Yes.
So I just thought that when if we got to that part, he definitely got his uppance. If that was to be his relived hell every day. Every day he woke up, it will be the day that he dies, over and over.
Possibly. Actually, that concept you're just mentioning, it goes something like that in the TV show Lucifer too.
Yeah, true, but I believe it also kind of happens in the show Dead Like Me as well. So I don't know if you remember that show.
I heard of it, but didn't watch it.
Oh, I loved it. girl gets killed by a Russian toilet seat.
By what?
Yeah, a Russian toilet seat. And then comes back as a Grim Reaper.
Huh.
That's how it starts. It's a comedy, but in any case,
Oh, a comedy. Interesting.
yeah, I have to rewatch the show. I own it, but it's definitely interesting and entertaining from a Grim Reaper perspective. But at the end of everything, well, what happens to Miho?
Well, she she kind of has a happy ending, but it's implied that since she sent Maki to hell, that she will also be sent to hell once she dies. She we see that she is afraid of that. She gets occasionally haunted by visions, so that happening.
Visions of sugar plums and fairies, is it?
Yeah.
Oh wait,
And
wait. Sorry. This is the holiday days, and that's what people should be thinking about these days. But I don't think it's visions of sugar plums and fairies that little Miho is thinking about.
uh, and yeah, one interesting thing in the anime, when someone has pulled a string and sent someone to hell, they end up getting some sort of mark that kind of looks like a tattoo. I think it appears on their neck or something like that, and it's kind of a symbol that they will go to hell, that their fate is inevitable.
So no one in the anime goes to anyone and be like, "Hey, psst, hey, come over here, pull my string."
Uh, uh, who has just farted?
Haven't you ever heard of anyone going up and saying to you, "Hey, pull my finger"? Why?
Ah!
Well, I was just doing something similar with the string. Hey, pull my string.
Nice.
But in any case, sorry,
Well, actually,
I like joking.
yeah, interestingly enough, there is a moment in the anime when someone is holding the straw doll and another person kind of grabs their hand and forces them to pull the string, not knowing they will actually send themselves to hell that way, because the doll was actually wait for the person who ended up forcing that person to pull the string. It was a really good moment.
But in any case, at the end of everything, I think we are. What did y'all think about the production overall, Tammy?
I thought they used pretty good effects in it and everything. And I thought the effects went along with it. I mean, they definitely helped tell the story, and you needed to get kind of have some of the background that they showed in it to get the idea, and needed to have did need to have a visual of what like how it would be like. So I think they did good on the production.
Okay. And I think that the production was pretty good. The hellish scenes for that witch hell girl was pretty much trying to prevent some of the cursors to uh, inhabit, at least before they died or what not. Of course, I do wish that Hellgirl was a little bit more fairer in explaining that, okay, if this does happen, you could in fact get cursed before you die. So that's another thing that could happen. Like explain the what fors and the have-nots, but we don't get a whole "be careful what you wish for" attitude from Hellgirl, do we?
Well, yeah, in a way, we don't, but at the same time, in that universe, someone else cursing you that way can happen to you regardless of whether you use hell correspondence or not. So that girl kind of brought it on herself by bragging about what she did to the mother of the one she sent to hell.
That wasn't really a bragging. I don't think that was more or less just telling her, okay, I'm being honest. This is what I did. You know.
Okay, maybe bragging is a too strong word, but yeah, anyone in their sane mind wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I would have kept it to myself too. But unfortunately, we live in a world where stupidity is the number one thing that humans do. They always do the stupid thing first.
Very often, yeah.
Oftentimes, you will not find the smart thing being done. It's the opposite.
Yes.
Right, Tammy?
Uh,
At least in movies. It seems like a lot of people just choose the stupid thing.
well, sometimes the characters in that anime get stupid too.
But what about you, Boris? What your thoughts on the production overall?
I also think it's very good. I already somewhat praised it in my first impressions, but yeah, I really think the effects are very good. Those hell scenes and stuff, moments of someone being sent to hell, I think it's very well done. It's definitely worth the live action equivalent of what we see in the anime. And I also really like the makeup they used on Ice sidekicks. They actually, I would say, made them even scarier than they are in the anime.
Hmm.
In the anime, if I remember correctly, okay, Hone sometimes does appear with half of her face looking like a skull, but Wanyudo and Ichimokuren, I'm not sure if they ever appear with a scary face. I think they look more or less human most of the time.
Okay.
Unless I'm misremembering, it's been a while since I watched the anime. But yeah, it's all very good. And aside from those things, I also liked the costumes, especially Maki and his group. Even though they are bad guys, I still liked their outfits. Maki had this really cool jewelry, and those people in the choir, I really liked their black cloaks and stuff.
Yeah, we weren't sure what to call that stuff in his hair, those beads and whatnot. I assume that those were uh, some form of expression uh, on his bald side of his head, underneath his hair. It was all like beaded stuff that looked like it was might be connected to some rings that are in his skull or something like that. I don't know.
Who knows? Yeah, I'm not sure.
But um, as far as anything goes, if Hellgirl were to call you up for a date, would you say yes?
To the live action version of her, yes. The anime version. Okay, the anime technically she is more than 400 years old, but she has the body of a 14-year-old girl. So
Yeah, she wears her age well, just like Santa's elves.
yeah.
Of course, she would probably say exactly the same thing that Judy from the Santa Claus said to Scott Kelvin. I'm seeing someone in rapping. But in any case, moving forward, did I say what I thought of the production? Not sure, but if I
Not
didn't,
sure.
didn't, I like the production pretty much overall. I did like the look of Hellgirl. And I do think that I said something about the hellish scenes. I liked the look of it. And the doll looked pretty wicked.
Oh yeah, actually the doll was an improvement compared to the anime. In the anime, the doll looks more ordinary, and the string is only tied around its neck,
Yeah,
not.
probably something similar to that which you see in like the Blair Witch Project or some shit like that, you know.
Possibly.
But other than that, did anyone else have anything else to add to the film or anything like that?
Well, we discussed production. We didn't discuss the music, favorite scenes, and favorite characters.
Okay. Well, we can move on to those. Um, what did you think about the music? I thought it was serviceable.
Oh, I also thought it was pretty good. I am actually considering tracking those songs down and making English versions of at least some of them with AI, because when I listen to music, I like to be able to sing along, and with Japanese, it's not so easy.
Ah, I'm trying to see if it actually does have a soundtrack. So far, I'm not seeing
Uh,
anything.
I think at least some of the songs can be found, maybe only in Japanese.
But in any case, okay. So we've talked a little bit. Oh, Tammy, did you notice the music at all, or were you kind of oblivious to it?
Didn't really pay attention to it.
Okay. Then let's go with you for favorite characters and our favorite scenes.
Um, oh boy. Well, I guess my favorite scenes is um, anytime they go to like um the flash of what the hell looks like, because it's all kind of interesting.
Okay, I get
So
what you're saying.
favorite character, I think I'd go with the reporter, because he's trying to get this out there and get get to the bottom of this,
Okay.
So
What about you, Boris?
Well, maybe I'm thinking too much in terms of the anime, since in this movie we don't really get to know Hell Girl all that well, but she is definitely my favorite character But yeah, like I said, I'm also taking my knowledge on the anime into account here. But yeah, I really like her a lot in the anime, so she is also my favorite character here. But aside from her, uh, well, truth be told, throughout the first half of the movie or so, my favorite character was Haruka. I really loved how she wasn't taking anyone's shit. But then her character was somewhat ruined when she pushed Miko away, although it wasn't entirely her fault since drugs were involved. But yeah, I liked her quite a bit, and the reporter was also good. Miho is kind of, in a way, the main character, but then for the main character, we don't really get to know her as well as we should have gotten to know her. So yeah, I guess Hellgirl first, Haruka second, Reporter third, I guess. And my favorite scene, well, probably the moment of Maki getting sent to hell, how I made fun of him by well, not even by laughing, but using that cold-blooded voice and being like that goddess you seek does not exist. Like you idiot, you brought yourself into this for nothing.
Well, my favorite character in the whole thing. On the one hand, on the good side is the reporter. Because you do get to kind of know him a bit, and kind of sort of even when his mom died, you know, uh, which was exactly when Miho showed up at his apartment. The biggest thing that threw me off was when he hit on her. Just the way he said it, kind of like it made me think that was out of whack, out of character, just a little bit. But because even Miho was like, "Huh, ew."
Yeah, but then again, when he said he was joking, she forgave him very easily. So I'm not sure. Maybe those types of jokes are not as uncommon in Japan as they are in your culture or mine.
Yeah, but it's a little furry creature in the woods. But anyways, no, one of Tammy's good friends. Every time she would say yeah, but he would always say that exactly after her, and it would get annoying. And then she would stop saying yeah, but.
I'm sorry, what does that word mean?
Yeah, but.
Yes, it actually has quite an interesting meaning in Croatian. So, what does it mean to you?
Well, to us, it means yeah, but this could happen, or
Ah,
yeah,
yeah, but
but but but I have a
ah,
different opinion than you.
ah, interesting.
Or
Because
yeah, but you have a butt.
well, get this in Croatian, the word jebat or jebati is actually our word for fuck.
What?
Yeah, it's the infinitive form of the word. Like jebati means to fuck.
So this time, the next time you do that, Tammy, and you're speaking to Scott, maybe you can now say, but in Croatia, It means fuck.
Literally, yes.
But he's always saying that it's a furry creature in the woods. And if you say that really fast to someone when they say that, they'll be like, huh? And if you say it enough and they say that word enough, they might get tired of saying yeah, but so.
Yeah,
But your butt, your butts, your buttsy. Anyways, sorry.
yeah,
Just had to make you laugh a little bit. But in any case, so favorite scene. I would have to say my favorite scene is the part where Maki gets his. Because even though some of these other people have been taken to hell, um, when Maki gets his and he's all like, "Goddess, this, are you the goddess?" And then he realizes, "Oh shit, I'm not in Kansas anymore." You know.
yeah.
So it's like a oh fuck moment. Oh
Yeah.
yabbits. Anyways, moving
Yeah.
on. Did anyone else have anything else to add?
Actually, I do, but if any of you have anything, you can
Wait,
go first.
you're saying I is doing who?
Oh, nice one. Yeah, interestingly enough, Hell Girl's name is I, which in Japanese it's actually a word for love. Interestingly enough.
So, other than that, did you have anything else to add?
Yes, actually, I did. Uh, a few years ago, I wrote a poem inspired by this anime, and recently, when AI music became a thing, I made an AI music adaptation of that poem, and I sent it to you on Facebook Messenger. So if you can spare 5 minutes or so, I would be happy if you would be willing to play that song for us.
Oh, to um, through here, through the speaker.
Yes, I mean, earlier you were able to play a YouTube video or something as a part of the stream. Are you not able to do that with pseudo
I
link?
can go grab my phone wherever it is. I thought it was out here. Give me a second. Yep.
Okay, but earlier you were able to click on the link. Okay, that was a YouTube link, and the video would play as a part of our stream. Are you
All
not
right, we
able to
will
do
try
that?
to do that because I have it right here. My phone. All right, you put it into a music thing, right?
I sent a pseudo link on Facebook Messenger, but if that's not good enough, I can also send it as
A cherry falls into her reflection in the water as she spends her time in solitude and silence, reminiscing about her centuries filled with grief, about all the wrong she has been forced to commit. When a message of grief comes her way, It means it's time for more to be done. So she goes where evil temptation she has to see, and she leaves behind her flower woven bow. She hands you a red necklace on a faceless stone. Once you own it, all your pain can be avenged. But if you use her power to seal someone's doom, your body will be marked, your soul will belong to her. At one point or another, you will give her all for another.
Okay, so that's pretty much how that song sounds, everyone.
I thought you were going to play it until the end, but okay.
I'm sure that's enough for people to hear or whatnot. I'll listen to it later myself, but I'm assuming that you
Okay.
actually have it up on your YouTube page so people can actually listen to it, right?
Actually, I haven't put it up on YouTube yet, but I am planning to put my AI music up on YouTube, so this song will also get there. But I would like to say one more interesting thing. When I used Sudo to turn that poem into a song, do you see this picture that Sudo generated, this thumbnail?
Oh, you sent me another thing. Hold on.
You had to
Oh, you're
print.
talking about the one of you in a dress.
Not that.
Oh.
Not that.
Oh, sorry.
Oh fucking hell! It's fine. But this pseudo link I sent from which you played the
Oh,
song.
the little doll thing.
Yes. Isn't it interesting? Like you know that Suno usually generates the picture based on the lyrics,
Yeah.
but in the lyrics I actually nowhere specify that it's Hell Girl. Yeah, I did describe her, but I didn't name her anywhere and didn't mention anything specifically related to anime or Japan. Yet the picture it generated really strikingly resembles Hell Girl, almost like the AI recognized her from the lyrics, even though I didn't mention her specifically.
He's talking about that image. Yep, it looks pretty much like her, except the string around her is more like anal beads.
Yeah. By the way, did you just say that I talk too much?
No.
I think I heard something like that, but okay.
Maybe you might have actually heard something in the background because Tammy's got the TV on.
There's no sound on it.
Okay, maybe.
But in any case, no. Tammy's got a package that was delivered, and she was trying to tell me that there was a package downstairs that I need to pick up for her.
Oh, cool.
So,
Let's hope that there's not a straw doll inside.
or a string to be pulled.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wait a minute! Hold my finger. In any case, hopefully you, ladies and gentlemen, have enjoyed our discussion, and hopefully you enjoyed the melodic tune that our good friend Boris shared with you. I'm sure he'll be able to tell us when he's got that song up on YouTube in the near future.
Yes.
So that people can maybe listen to it themselves.
Oh yes. I hope to get to it soon. I still have a few songs I want to make and then I will start putting them up, but I think I have more than 70 of them or so.
But in any case, if you haven't seen the movie, go out and see it. Once you do, come back to our discussion. Let us know what you thought of the movie and then what you thought of our discussions. And we're definitely looking forward to your thoughts on either. But next week, we have Tammy's next choice, which I do believe that we have figured out that we are going to be covering Beware of the Blob. I believe it's called Beware the Blob. So that's a sequel to the original 1960s, The Blob. So it's kind of like we did the original, then we did the remake, and now we're kind of going backwards.
Oh, that's fine with me.
But in any case, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week here
See you.
on Delusions of Grandeur.
Yes.
Have a great evening.
Have a great evening.
Have a great evening.
Inside movies galore, just makes you just want more. We've had all in the world of media to explore. Horror, anime, or Curious George. Our love of new things was our reward. It is the best night of our week.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.